Always my favorite news conference of the year, and it is the news conference where we begin our road program, our road reconstruction, resurfacing. Essentially, we start our road work. We do it as soon as the weather breaks. So Mother Nature has belatedly cooperated, and so we are declaring April 16th as the day that the weather broke, or is it the 17th? I'm not even sure what the day is.
It's the 16th.
Okay.
It's for sure the 16th.
Now, every year we wave the green flag to start this work, and we're going to do it again this year. And just to make it clear why we do that, waving a green flag is the way a race begins, a NASCAR race or the Indy 500. Auto race. A green flag is a symbol for the beginning of a race. The reason we use that imagery, not just that it's fun for our folks in the visual arts, is because to fix the amount of roads that we do in the city of Toledo every year is a race. We fix so many roads that we will have to move quickly. We will have to race to get them all done by the time the weather breaks in the wrong way in October. This isn't 2016 anymore. Why do I mention 2016? Because in 2016, the city of Toledo resurfaced 0 roads, not one road. Nowhere in this city in 2016 did we resurface a road. Not a major road, not a residential road, none. That all changed in 2020 when the citizens passed the 0.25% roads levy, where the monies can only go to fix residential roads, with an emphasis on the work being done in the neighborhoods like this one here on 113th Street and Point Place. So from 2016, where the city did not resurface a single road, what happened as soon as the roads levy passed? Well, 1 year later, and now every year we're doing over 100 roads. I think if you counted the streets on that placard right there, I think there's 104. So in 2016, there were 0. The year after the levy passed, we did 105, 110. The next year, 112. This year, I think it's 104. It is hundreds of roads per year, every year. And that is in contrast to our life before the levy passed, when in 2016, we did 0. Or even in 2019, which was the year before it passed, we did 7. So 7 roads and 2.88 lane miles was what the city was able to accomplish citywide before the roads levy passed. Then the roads levy passed, and what happens? 104 roads, over 100 roads per year every year. And in terms of lane miles, you'll see this year we're doing 42.64 lane miles. Well, what was the amount of lane miles we did before? Well, in 2016, the math is pretty easy. 0.00 lane miles and 0 roads. But even 2019. Let's think of what the world was the year before that levy passed. I said we did 7 roads, not 7 lane miles, parts of 7 roads. That added up to 2.88 lane miles. So if you take 42.64 and divide it by 2.88, trust me, it comes out to 14.7. So passing that levy, what the citizens did in 2020, and then by renewing it as they did this time last year, we've been able to see a 15-fold increase in the amount of roads that we do. 14.7-fold to be nerdy about it, but basically a 15-fold increase in our road work. And I know I make this point all the time, and you've heard me say, I just will never stop saying it because the contrast is stark. We went from a few roads in our good years, in a good year where we were doing 5, 6, 8 roads citywide, to all of a sudden, like the flip of a switch, over 100 roads per year every year, 15 times more lane miles. So it's a big deal. And to finish that work, it's a race. We got to wave the green flag if we're going to get 104 roads done by the time the season comes to an end, usually early part of October. So we're starting today, and when we're done in October, we will have a news conference with what? A checkered flag, because that's what happens when a race is over. So that's just the larger context. That's why this is so important, because it is part of a promise that the city made its citizens. It was a bit of a risk. No one likes to, have to pass a levy. I mean, I get it. Benjamin Franklin was right. The only certainties in life are death and taxes. I get it. People prefer death to taxes sometimes. But they took that leap of faith with the understanding that money would go to roads and they'd see a real difference. Well, this is, every year we do this, this is part of keeping that that covenant with the citizens. So why are we here in particular on 113th Street? Well, this is a full road reconstruction, which is even more involved than most of the roads you see on that placard right there. As part of this work, 1,700 feet of water main are going to be installed, new fire hydrants, valves, water service lines, and even a new sanitary sewer system here in this road. So this is an overwhelming amount of work, and again, something that is only possible because of the generosity of the citizens of Toledo. And I want to say a word before I turn it over to members of City Council about Vision Zero, because when we talk about roads, sure, we think about cars, but in a larger sense, we want our roads to be safe for all kinds of travelers, whether you're traveling in a car or on a bicycle or walking or however you're getting around, on a scooter or roller, but whatever. Well, we got to make sure those roads are safe for everyone. So what we are doing this year, we're installing new mid-block crossings this year, which is a little something new to make crossing our roads a little safer. And we're in particular going to emphasize that near parks, so pedestrians have just another avenue to get across the street safely. So that's part of the work that we're adding this year that, again, it helps us achieve the overall goal, not just of improving our infrastructure, but doing it safely. So I'm excited to humiliate myself waving a green flag, and the only thing that makes it better is that I will be joined in that humiliation by two excellent members of City Council, and I'd like to turn it over to them right now, beginning with the district City Councilwoman, whose district we are in today, Theresa Morris.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. And again, I'm happy to be here. The mayor was correct. It is April 16th, and I know that because tax day was yesterday, and he did all the math with all of the streets, so I'm thankful that he's gotten that done. I don't want to see another number for another year, but it is appropriate that we are doing this in District 6 because we do have the Speedway in District 6, and so we are very familiar with races in the district, and this is just another point of rebuilding for our district here in Point Place. As you know, we had the tornado, and so we are still rebuilding, as evidence of some of the businesses like Gary's Automotive. And so it is apropos that we are, continuing that building up here in our district. And so, not just, it is important, like the mayor said, it's not just important to rebuild these streets, but it's also important to rebuild all of the infrastructure, and as we are able to do so, it's important. So I'm just thankful that the mayor decided to pick District 6 to start this off, and without further ado, I'll turn this over to Council Member Komives.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm going to start this off by saying something that I didn't think I would ever say in my time, but thanks for being patient with us. I have experienced going from you're not doing enough roads in complaints to now we're doing too much in complaints. So I actually get emails telling us that we're doing too much construction. So I love that. I love that it shows that no matter how hard we work, some people are just not going to be happy, and that's okay, right? But we're fixing the city, and I think as you drive around Toledo, you can see that. There's evidence of it everywhere in all districts, which is really great, and we're seeing people come together. So keep sending us emails complaining about construction. We will happily take your emails about being upset about how many roads we're fixing, but this is a great thing to celebrate. And I also want to just encourage people to consider safety as they're driving around our city with all this construction. Please remember that these are workers, many of them who live in our city, many of them who go home to families and other folks, and we want to make sure that they get home safely as well. And a big thanks to all of the city employees and folks who have worked really hard to make sure that we can get out here and do this work. So I know that we have a couple of those fine folks with us today holding some signs, but they do a lot more than hold signs. They actually design these roads. They contract with the contractors that are coming out to do the work. They supervise to make sure that it's happening. And all of these pieces are so vital to make sure that we have a functioning city. So thanks to everybody who's a part of this. Thanks to our residents for being patient and for supporting this endeavor. Your money is being put to good work, and we want to make sure that we continue that trend and practice good government here in Toledo. So we're really proud of the work that we're doing, and we're really grateful to you all for supporting the work. Thank you.
All right. So I'm not sure if that was the dog show and now the pony show comes, but in terms of dogs and pony shows, we have finally arrived at the moment of truth where we're going to wave the green flag. So this is, I know it's a little schmaltzy, but really it's actually part of what we're trying to emphasize. We do so many roads per year that it's a race. 2016, 0 roads. Now we do over 100 a year, and we got to hustle to get it done. And so to start our race, we're going to wave the green flag. Here we go. Thanks.